Hello students, this is standard 7 chemistry subject, chapter number 1, matter and its composition. So in this chapter we are going to study about matter and its properties, its compositions and arrangement of the molecules in solid, liquid and gases. So let's start with the definition. Matter is defined as anything that has mass and occupies space. Matter makes up all the materials around you. Means you can say from this definition that anything that is surrounding us is made up of mass and it occupies space. So that is called matter according to the science, and matter makes up all the materials around us. For example, we can see that whatever we see around us and the food we eat and water you drink and the sun, the moon and the stars, all things are made up of water. But there are also some things which are not coming in the category of this matter, and they are like heat, light, electricity, sound, vacuum and shadow. They are not coming in the category of matter, they are non-matter. So this is because they are neither mass or nor do they occupy space. Now let's see some characteristic of matter. So matter's first characteristic is that it has mass. Matter has mass. The quantity of matter contained in an object is known as its mass. Means the amount, or this thing we can, or this definition we can understand by that everything is made up of very, very small tiny particles. So how much amount means each particle has some mass or some weightage, some size, and it occupies space, but it is very tiny that we can't see it through naked eyes. So the number of this kind of particles, how much number of this kind of particles are present in particular object, it decides that what will be its mass or what will be its space that it will occupy. So the quantity of matter contained in an object means किसी एक object के अंदर कितनी quantity का matter कितनी quantity में रखा हुआ है या available है, उसे उसका mass कहा जाएगा. More the amount of matter in an object, greater is its mass. Means as the amount of matter will increase, the mass of object will also will increase. For example, the most of a beer has greater amount of matter than that of mouse. It's a very good example that the size of a beer animal is very much bigger than a small mouse, because their sizes are different, because the quantity of matter or quantity of that small particle, tiny particles is less in mouse. So their numbers are less in mouse body, and same that tiny particles are more, or quantity of matter is more in beer. So that is why its size is more, and due to this reason the mass of beer is more than a mouse. And here is one activity given to understand that to show that matter has mass. Means this activity is proving that matter, anything that has those are objects, they have mass. So for this experiment we need a spring balance, cotton thread, a small empty can, water, pebbles or sand. So suspend a spring balance from a hook. The reading of the pointer should read 0. Take an empty can and tie a piece of strong cotton thread to it to make a suspension loop, and now suspend the can from the hook of the spring balance, and now note the reading of the pointer. Now pour some water in the can, and what do you observe? So repeat the experiment, taking sand or pebbles in the can. On what do you observe? Note the reading of the pointer is time. Means here we are taking some objects like cotton thread, small empty cans, water, pebbles or sand. So every time we are weighing the mass of these particular objects. First time we are putting cotton in the can and weighing the reading, watching the reading or observing the reading in the spring balance, and then again we are taking it out and putting a small putting water, and we also measuring the mass of water and observing the reading in the spring balance. And then again we are replacing it and keeping pebbles and sand. Same thing we are doing with the pebbles and sands, and we are noting down our readings from the spring balance. So each and every time our readings are different. Means why these readings are showing different because it is showing that each and every matter or each and every object, they have the different kinds of or different number of material is available, or quantity of that particular matter is different in each and every object, so that is why their mass are also different. Now we will go to the next page. In next page, another second property of matter is given here, that matter occupies space. You can see that matter occupies space. This is the second characteristic. All matter occupies space. For the example, if you put a stone into a glass filled, this is an example that a glass is completely filled with the water, and if you are putting a stone in it, then water will overflow from the glass, and this is because the stone replaced the water to occupy its space in the glass. Means that particular stone has particular size, and that size occupies some space. So water is a matter and stone is also a matter. When stone is kept inside the water, then it is replacing the water, and that is why water, and we know that water can flow, so water easily come out from the glass, and stone occupies the space of the water that is replaced by stone. So things such as air, which cannot see, also occupies space. The amount of space occupied by a matter is called its volume. This is the one small 1 mark question, that the amount of space by matter is occupied, the amount of space occupied by matter is called dash. It can also come in the fill in the blanks, or it can also come in the true and false, or it can be also come in 1 mark very short question. And the activity 2 is also given here, and this is the same activity that we have explained in this property, that one means glass is filled with water, and then we are putting stone, and that stone is replacing the water by its size, so it occupies space, and the particular amount of water is less than from the glass, and we can see it in the third picture, C picture. And again, if we will fill this poured out water in the glass, then again it will be completely fill the water. So this experiment is showing that matter occupies space, and stone can replace the water, that is fluid in nature. So conclusion of this experiment is the stone occupies space and hence pushes the water out of the tumbler, and water is matter too and also occupies space. So this is observed when it fills the tumbler up to its brim. Thus, from activity 2, we conclude that matter occupies space. Now, there is another activity 3. Here in this activity, 2 balloons are tied with a scale, iron scale, left side and right side, and between them there is a balance. Balance is made. They are suspended. One balloon on the left side of the meter scale, and the second one on the right hand side of the scale. Balance scale is in the middle as shown in the figure, and when we prick the one balloon on the left side, so then we will observe that that scale will bend on the right hand side, because right hand side balloon is tying there or hanging over there, and left side balloon is busted. So this experiment is showing that the air which is filled in that balloon, that has a mass, and this experiment is showing that air has mass and it occupies space also, and though we cannot see it, but air has mass. Now, composition of matter. So matter is made up of very tiny particles called atoms, that I have already explained you in the starting of the chapter, that matter is made up of very much tiny particles. Those are not again further divisible. So these tiny particles are called simply atoms, and atoms are the building blocks. This is 1 mark of question, that atoms are the building blocks of all matters, and they are the smallest particle of matter. They are not visible to us. We cannot see them by our naked eyes. An atom usually does not have an independent existence. Therefore, atoms combines to form a molecules. Means this atom concept is for the study purpose only, because mostly atoms which are present in the nature, they are not existing in the individual or independent form. They are mostly found in the nature with combination of another atoms or similar kind of other metals, other atoms. For example, 2 atoms of hydrogens are combining with each other, and then they are forming a molecule that is called atom. Here is one picture given in our book, that these 2 balls or spheres are showing one atom, one atom, hydrogen atom, another hydrogen atom, they are combining chemically and forming a structure of double atom. This structure is called molecule, and this hydrogen atom is present in this nature in the form of hydrogen gas. They are not individually existing in this in the nature. So when atoms combine, they form molecules. A molecule is the smallest particle. A molecule is the smallest particle of matter which can exist independently and retain their physical and chemical property of the matter. So this is a definition of molecule, that molecule is the smallest particle of any object or matter, we can say. Means it is a this molecule is showing the same property as an object or a matter in the all together showing the property. For example, if you are taking an iron rod, then if you are taking the one cylinder of carbon dioxide gas, then this whole cylinder of carbon dioxide gas is in the large quantity, showing the some property that carbon dioxide is a fire extinguisher. So, or carbon dioxide is a acidic in nature. Then the single molecule of carbon dioxide means CO2, means this carbon dioxide is made up of the single molecules of carbon dioxide, and this one single molecule is made up of 3 atoms. Here is a picture given of water. We are taking the example of carbon dioxide. So single carbon dioxide, when combined and make a cluster, make a large number or large quantity, they are filled in the cylinder, and the large quantity in large quantity, the way carbon dioxide gas is behaving in a large quantity, in the same way it is behaving or showing property in the individual level or as a single molecule. So this definition is showing that the single molecule retain their physical and chemical properties. The atom of an element combined to give a molecule is called a molecule of elements. Means if a molecule is made up of same kind of atom, means if a molecule is made up of same kind of atom, then it will be called as a molecule of element. For example, 2 atoms of hydrogen combined to give a molecule of hydrogen. Means this picture, one hydrogen and second hydrogen, these 2 hydrogen atoms are combining and forming one molecule, so they are the molecule of element. And here the water molecule is given, 2 atoms of hydrogen is given and 1 atom of oxygen is given. 2 atoms of hydrogen, 1 atom of oxygen. These 3 atoms are combining together and forming a single molecule of water. So here all the means 3 atoms are of different kind. Oxygen is different atom and hydrogens are different atom. So that is why this molecule is called molecule of compound. When different atoms are combining, then they are called molecule of compound. And if the same atoms are combining and forming molecules, then they are called molecule of element. Now let's see the arrangement of molecules in solid, liquid and gas. Mostly in the molecules of a substance are held together, means the molecules of the substance are held together by a force of attraction between them. This is known as the intermolecular force of attraction. Depending upon the strength of the intermolecular force, they are spaces between molecules. Means it is showing that when molecules are very much closer to each other and between them there is a force of attraction. This force of attraction is called intermolecular force of attraction, which is responsible for their physical state. Means more the intermolecular force will be so if the stronger the intermolecular force of attraction will be, the closer molecules will arrange in the object, and if they are arranging very close to each other, then there will be less space between these molecules. So the size and the shape of this matter depend on the intermolecular force of attraction, and the gap or space between these molecules, it is considered as an intermolecular space. So there are 2 terminologies. First is intermolecular force of attraction and the second is intermolecular space. They are inversely proportional with each other. If intermolecular force of attraction is more, then the intermolecular space will be less. if force is more, so the particle will be more closer, and so that is why there will be less space. So they are inversely proportional. One is greater than, another is smaller or lower. The state of matter depends on the intermolecular force and the intermolecular space between the molecules of the matter. So the object will be in solid, liquid or gas. These are called states. This state of matter will depend on this intermolecular space and force. First, in solid, in solid we can see, in solid the intermolecular force is the strongest, and so intermolecular space will be lesser or very less, practically absent, and the molecules are very closely packed together. So the molecules in solid hardly moves about, and they only vibrate slightly. There is one more thing, that each and every particles or molecules or atoms, they have one property, that they are continuously vibrating in their position if they are combined and forming molecules. So individually atoms are also vibrating, and as a group of these atoms, means in the form of molecules also, they are vibrating. So this is one characteristic in chemistry, that each and every particle has some vibration in it. And then we will go to the next state, that is liquid. Intermolecular force of attraction. Intermolecular force. Okay, liquid is coming in the liquid. The intermolecular force of attraction in the liquids is lesser than solid. It means solid has more stronger intermolecular force than liquids. So the intermolecular space between the molecules in liquids is more than in the solid. So this is this sentence want to explain that solid has more intermolecular force. They have strongest intermolecular force. Liquid has lesser intermolecular force. In the same way, on the opposite sides, so the space between molecules or intermolecular space will be least in solid, but in liquid it will be more intermolecular space in the comparison of solid. So liquids are fluid in nature. The molecules in a liquid can move from one position to the another position within the liquid. So this is why liquids have the property of being able to flow. Now next state is gas. The intermolecular force of attraction. The intermolecular force of attraction is the weakest in the gas. So the intermolecular space between molecules is the largest in comparison to the liquids and solids. So the molecules in gases are very far apart and completely free to move about in the whole space available to them. Means this gaseous state of matter has least intermolecular force. सबसे कम इंटरमोलिकुलर फोर्स होता है, एंड दैट इज वाई उनके बीच में जो स्पेस होगा इंटरमोलिकुलर स्पेस, दैट विल बी largest in comparison to liquids and solids. So here our chapter is completing, and there is one concept map that you can see. The whole concept is of this chapter is given in very short and understanding way. So kindly go through this concept map.